In this video, we're going to get this Next.js starter kit so you could get your SaaS up and running in just a few minutes. This is a starter kit that was just released about a month ago that I've been using to build these projects with by Michael Mickey on Twitter and X and YouTube. He has put this out for people just to ship products faster. So this is what I use to build EasyFlip, and this is what I use to build Perfectapic. So it has everything that you need to build your project. You got authentication, payments, you got OpenAI key, so you can have a chatbot in there. So this is what we're going to be installing today so you can get your project up and running. It uses also Neon for the database, Polar for the payments, object storage is with Cloudflare R2, and we'll kind of walk through some of the components of this starter kit on why it's going to be beneficial for you to use. Number one, for me, it's easy. I don't have a ton of experience. I want to know, what are these components that I could plug into play into my project that just work, and all of these work really well together. Here's a quick overview of the starter kit. It uses Tailwind, it uses ShadCN, uses a lot of the modern infrastructure to build your front end, and then as well as the back end. Drizzle, Neon, Cloudflare, and also has PostHog too for product analytics and things like that. So a lot of cool things going on, but we're just going to get this starter kit up and going. That's the most important thing. So the first thing you're going to want to do, and this is what I do, there's many other ways to do it, but I just download the whole repository on GitHub. I'll link everything down below for you. So yeah, I just download the whole repository on GitHub, and then I go into my projects folder. So I just go into my projects folder, and then I just create a new project. We'll just call this one test 1, 2, 3. And then I take the starter kit, copy, paste it, and then I fire up Cursor. So yeah, once I'm in Cursor, I'm actually going to just go File, and then I'm going to open a new folder, the folder we just created under my project. So it's test 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to select this folder, the Next.js starter kit. Once we have that selected, the first thing that I like to do, which I think is one of the more important, is to copy the environment variable file. So you can see there's an example one here. You're just going to select everything in here, copy, you're going to right click, new file, .env, boom, done with that. You're going to paste it, and then I just delete the example. This is just to keep things nice and clean and fresh. So once that is done, I then open a terminal to install all of the packages. So npx install, and that's just going to install all of the packages in this folder. There we go, npm install. So now, once that is going, it's going to install all the packages, and then we start working on the environment variables. We're going to knock out each environment variable in this file, and that way you have a product that is up and running. The first thing we're going to set up, so the front end URL, we're just going to be doing this locally. So the development is just going to be localhost 3000. And as this installs, we'll work on getting the Neon database set up. Neon, very similar to Supabase. Choose whatever you want to use, but you're going to want to go to Neon. I have tons of other projects here that I've already started. Good and not a great thing, but not a bad thing either. You're just going to click New Project, and we're just going to call this Test 1, 2, 3. You're also going to want to select the region that is closest to you. So I select Oregon, wherever your server is going to be hosted anyways. And then you just select everything as default. So then you're going to hit Create. You're going to get redirected to the dashboard. You're going to click the Connect button. And then you're just going to copy this string. You can do a development branch if you want to. I'm just going straight into it. That's if you want to have a draft for your database. But we're just going right into the development. So you're going to copy this PostgreSQL string, and then you're going to paste that into this terminal here. So you can see Neon PostgreSQL database URL. You're just going to paste that in there. Very simple. And then next we're going to be knocking out the Cloudflare R2 This is going to be for storage, object storage. So you're just going to go to Cloudflare R2. I'm going to put all the links to these websites down below so you could just click. So yeah, we're going to go to account home. This is kind of what it looks like. I have tons of buckets already started in this account. So the main thing you're going to look for is R2 object storage after you create your account. And then you're going to go create bucket. We're going to call it test 1, 2, 3. Just leave everything default, create bucket. You're going to go to settings, and then you're going to enable public development URL. We'll circle back to that later, but that's one thing you want to get done. And then you're going to go back to the R2 object storage. You're going to hit overview, and then you're going to go manage API tokens. You're going to go create account API token. We're just going to call it test 1, 2, 3, just to keep it simple. And you never want to select admin read and write. From my understanding, this is, if you do select it, it's going to have access to all of your buckets, and that might not be a good thing since we're working on multiple projects within this account. So we want to keep it separate. So we want object read and write, and everything else looks good. We just keep it as default. We want to apply to specific buckets only. So you want to click apply to specific buckets only, and you want to do test 1, 2, 3, and then you're just going to hit create account API token. Once that is done, you're going to get the access key ID and the secret access key. I'll show you where to plug those in. You're going to copy the access key ID, go back to your environment variable. I'm using Cursor, by the way, to work in this project. I use Claude Code within Cursor. You could use VS Code. You could just work straight in the terminal, whatever you want to do. So access key. Okay, so access key ID, copy paste that there. Upload image secret access key, which is right below. Okay, now it's asking for Cloudflare account ID. That is just in your home page. You're just going to hit account home, and then you're going to hit these 3 little buttons here, copy account ID, copied, done, boom. And then the bucket name was just test 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2, 3. And while we're on it, in this starter kit, I believe there's still 2 hard-coded URLs that we need to update. Otherwise, your image upload won't work. So let's just knock that out right now. Let's go back to our R2 object storage, go to test 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to go to settings, and then this public development URL just needs to be updated with yours. So we're going to copy that, and then we're going to hit Control-Shift-F, and I'm just going to do r2.dev. There we go. r2.dev brings up 2 files that need to be updated. The first one is this one. So let's just knock it out of the way right now. Boom. And you want to delete the HTTPS. There we go. And then I just save that. And then I move into this one, the next file. This needs to be updated. Leave the // and just delete all of that, and then update it with your personal one. There we go. Okay. And now we're going to file and save that as well. So that is all set. That's going to enable us to upload files like photos. So once that is done, we're going to go back into our environment variables. You can see we have it all set up. We got the Neon database. We got the Cloudflare R2. Next is for better auth. You can go get a random key generator, whatever. As long as it's just randomized, that's all that matters. For now, you could just make up a random string of characters. Next is the Google OAuth. So this is going to allow people to sign in to your app with Google OAuth, so they don't have to remember all these passwords and all that. So this is a good feature to have. It's just going to allow for more signups. The conversion rate's going to be better. You're going to get better, more people signing up because they don't have to create a whole new account and figure out a whole new password. They can just click Google sign up. There we go, turn that up. Okay, all right, so this can be a little tricky, so stick with me here. Google Cloud Console, God bless them. It is interesting to navigate if you've never been in this. So once you're in the Google Cloud Console and you've signed up, the most important thing is this button here. you just click it, because sometimes you're not always in the project that you think you are in when you're doing work. So you're going to want to make sure you click on that, and then you're going to select new project. We're going to call this project test 1, 2, 3, and then we're just going to hit create. That's it. No, there's more to it. See, we created that, but it's still on my old project. We're then going to click back into the projects. You see it populated there. You're going to click on test 1, 2, 3, or whatever you're calling yours. And then you're going to go to API credentials. So APIs, once you click on this little hamburger, you're going to go APIs and services credentials. That's going to load in. You're going to want to go configure consent screen, get started, app name, test 1, 2, 3, user support email should just be the email you signed up with. You're going to hit external, next, email address, boom, next, finish, continue, create. All right, now you're going to go back, API services, credentials, and then you're going to create credentials. OAuth client ID is what you're going to create. Application type is a web app. The name is test 1, 2, 3. The URI, since we're going to be local, is http semicolon / localhost 3000. And then for the authorized redirect URI is API auth callback Google. And then you're just going to hit save or create. And that's going to give you the client ID. Pull this back up, client ID right there. And then you're going to go back, client secret, boom. This is going to enable you to now log in with Google. And I just like to save it. Next, we're going to be knocking out Polar. That's pretty much done. Once you hit OK, it should be saved in there, ready to go. And what you're going to need to do when you go into production, you're going to need to update your JavaScript origins with your production URL, and as well as the redirect URIs and any other correlating ones that you're, any other outside applications that need to access Google. So once that is done, we are then going to go to Polar. You can do this in sandbox mode, or you can just set it up for production. I set it up for production because it's just ready to go when we push live. So what we're going to do is create new organization. We're going to call it test 1, 2, 3. And I understand. Boom. Oh, well, we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Create. Okay. Test project. Testing YouTube. There we go. Once that is done, I will create a product later. Skip. The main thing is you're going to just want to hit settings, go to general, go all the way to the bottom where it says developers. We're going to create a new token, an access token for our app. You're going to select all of these. Expiration is no expiration. In the name, I just put test 1, 2, 3. Create. It's going to give you a token. You're going to copy it. You're going to go back into your environment variable, and you're going to copy paste that access token. Then you're not going to touch the Polar success URL. That stays the same. The next thing is the Polar webhook secret. You're going to webhooks, add endpoint. Unfortunately, you need to manually select all of these. These are going to be basically these trigger events. So when a customer signs up, it creates them as a customer. If they pay for a subscription, it creates another event, and so forth, from my understanding. I've only been doing this 90 days, so this is just what I've done on how I've built these projects out. For URL, I just choose my production URL. So maybe I haven't even found out if that domain was available. Just put in whatever production URL you're going to be using. So I just like to go https / we'll just call it test123.com, and I believe it's API auth Polar. Okay, so that is correct. So API auth Polar, and then replace this with whatever, like if you're hosting on Vercel, you're going to want to replace that if you haven't picked a domain name yet. So you're going to hit create. Oh, payload is going to be raw. That's JSON format. And then you're going to hit create. You're going to hit copy secret. You're going to go to your Polar webhook secret and paste that in there. The next thing for next public starter tier and next public starter slug is just basically creating a product. So next, we're going to create our product, new product. We're going to call it test 1, 2, 3. We're going to do a monthly subscription, $20. That's it. Create. You're going to click back into the product, and then you're going to hit this three little buttons, copy product ID. That is the starter slug. Starter tier is just called test 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to show you how to get your OpenAI API key, which you're going to go to platform.openai.com, and you're going to go into your dashboard. If you don't have a dashboard access, you're going to want to sign up, and then you're going to hit API keys, and then you're going to create a new secret key. We're just going to call this test 1, 2, 3. This is going to enable us to have access to GPT-4 within our project chatbot. So just test 1, 2, 3, create secret key. That's it. You're going to copy it, go in, paste it. And then once you're all done with the environment variables, you're going to want to hit save. Once you hit save, you're going to then want to install, run a drizzle command so it builds the tables within Neon. So we're going to go npx drizzle kit generate. That's going to create all the tables within Neon, and then you're going to go npx drizzle kit push. Then it's going to push the changes to Neon, and we will see those tables be created. So you're going to go back into Neon, and then you're going to go to tables, and you should see all your tables here: account, session, subscription, user verification. So now people can start using your. We're not done yet. So we're going to go npm run dev, and we're going to fire up the server, the dev server, and we're going to log in and run it. So I'm just going to do it in incognito mode because I've been doing this all day, and I don't want anything to conflict with logins, just for presentation purposes. So here it is. Obviously, you're going to make it how you want, but just shows you like basic, what are the tools that we're using to build this product out. The cool thing is, now that we have everything started, we go to get started, and you're able to log in with Google, and there we are, logged in. So this is the dashboard. Obviously, change it however you want. Let's see how the chat feature works. Like I said, this is just plugging in your OpenAI key. What model are you? I'm based on OpenAI's GPT-4 model. Awesome. And let's see if that storage bucket fix that we did. Remember, the kit itself has 2 hard-coded URLs for the storage upload that you'll need to replace with your bucket URL. Just keep that in mind, otherwise it won't work. So you can see that that works here. And then you also have the gated payments here for when you eventually go to production. You can then optimize that for whatever products you're looking to sell. So I wanted to make this video because we've been pumping out some projects recently, and I know I haven't been making too many videos because we've been cooking, and I'm sorry for that. But now that we're kind of getting, the dust has settled, and I launched Easy Flip. If you haven't seen that progression, that was literally me not knowing what Claude Code was to then building this product out. This is basically just a web app that people can upload photos to, and then it cross-lists those items onto eBay, Poshmark, Mercari using GPT Vision and a couple other APIs in the background. So that's amazing. We have about 30 subscribers, so that is awesome. And I just actually updated it, so you have a free trial now. So if you are watching this and you have some stuff to sell, we do have a free trial for easyflip.ai. Another thing we've been working on is called Perfect-a-Pic, which is an amazing passion project. I'm excited to see this. We're basically within just the first weeks of launching this, but it also uses some back-end APIs to help real estate agents or photographers get better photos for their MLS listings. You can see here the before and after and the power of these products that come out that you could just build upon. So that is cool. We built that. The other app I built and working on is called Pray It Up, and it's basically a action plan for your prayers. So that's what I've been working on, and I'm excited to share. If you have any questions, leave them down below,